2 of the I-74 rivalry series. A pair of 6 and 7 teams in the Missouri Valley Conference meeting tonight as the Bradley Braves pay a visit to the Illinois State Redbirds. Hi everybody, welcome to Bradley and ISU live here on WTVP, Channel 47. Kurt Peckler alongside Danny Adams. Danny, you had a chance to play in this special rivalry game. Best rivalry in the state, best rivalry in the Valley.
Oh, it's great. It doesn't matter what arena you go in. The atmosphere is always great. And with each team at 6 and 7, a little more emphasis on this game tonight.
Let's talk about a couple of players to watch tonight. We'll start with the visiting Bradley Braves and their red-hot guard, Walt Lemon Jr. He has really poured it on in the last month.
Well, Walt Lemon Jr. out of Chicago, coming off his career best, 27 points his last time they met up. He's second in steals in the team, right behind his running mate, Dyreka Sims-Edwards. His quickness and his athleticism really caused a problem last night for these Redbirds.
Meanwhile, ISU postman Jackie Carmichael is flat out one of the best players in the Valley.
He is. He's leading in a lot of categories as well. He's third in scoring at 18 points a game. He's first in rebounds at 9.1, and he's first in block shots at just under 2-point games. He has been a thorn in the Braves side, and he needs to continue tonight.
The last time these two teams met 15 days ago, Bradley erased a 16-point deficit and won 83-77. The rematch is up next. Stay tuned. The starting lineups and the tip is up next on Channel 47. Illinois State counters with Johnny Hill, Tyler Brown, and Bryant Allen, a 3-guard offense, along with John Wilkins, who made his debut in the starting lineup when the Redbirds won their first league game at Southern Illinois back on the 20th of January. And hasn't been out of the starting lineup since. And then Jackie Carmichael, of course, the all-conference pivot player for the Redbirds. The Braves, coached in his second year by Gino Ford, 21 wins, 36 losses, and the Redbirds are coached by their first-year coach, Dan Mullers. You get a look at Gino Ford. His Braves beat Illinois State the last time they met, back on the 29th of January, 83-77 at Carver Arena. Bradley erasing a 16-point deficit in that game. Let's take a look at the keys to the game tonight. What do you think, Dan, as we talk first about Bradley and then the keys for Illinois State?
Well, the 3 keys right now for Bradley are the perimeter defense. The Redbirds jumped out shooting 54% from behind the arc, 13 of 24. That is way too high for a good shooting team. The Braves have got to continue on. The Braves have got to create turnovers. They lead the conference in steals at 10 per game. Transition baskets, get those easy ones, and get the tempo sped up. That's what it plays in the Bradley favor. And the third and final one is 3 players got to be in double figures. Dyrekas and Walt have carried this team for a majority of the season. They need a third person to step up if they really want to be competitive tonight. And then for the Redbirds, the inside-out game. We talked about Jackie Carmichael. Him along with Iki is their size on the wing. They've got to establish that in the post, allowing their outside perimeter shot. And then we're going to defend the paint. The transition D is critical for the Redbirds. 46-14 points in the paint in favor of Bradley last meeting. And the final one for the Redbirds, limit turnovers. 23 last time against the Braves. Cannot happen tonight.
Bradley in their road red uniforms with black trim. Illinois State has busted out its retro jerseys that had debuted a couple of weeks ago in a victory over Southern Illinois University. They're wearing their old Horton Fieldhouse Doug Collins days jerseys again here tonight with their candy striped pants and the white tops. And they've won the opening tip. Here's Tyler Brown, who was red hot on Saturday when the Redbirds won at Creighton. In fact, it was the first road victory for Illinois State over a ranked team since the middle 1980s. That was a huge win for Illinois State in Omaha on Saturday night.
And you know, going into Omaha, it's never going to be an easy task. Their crowd comes out every night, and that's a great testament to what the Redbirds have done. Winning 6 of the last 7, they're on a hot streak.
So Bradley gets a stop on the Redbirds' first possession, and now the Braves' first look at the basket. This is Walt Lemon Jr. He's been red hot, and he knocks down the 3 to open the game for Bradley.
He was one of our key players of the game. 27 last time out. He has, like you said, he's been red hot, playing very well.
This is Allen. He gives it up now to Wilkins, down low to Carmichael. Immediately double team. Eastman comes over to help. The Redbirds have turned it over.
Well, we just talked about one of our keys to the game right there as well. Turnovers. They cannot commit those unforced turnovers. The Braves will pressure. They'll get out on the floor and they'll get in your grill. You have to be able to take care of the ball.
116th all-time meeting between these two teams, and now Bradley's turned it over as Jake Eastman stepped down the sideline. Bradley leads the all-time series 62-53. The Redbirds in recent years have had their way. They had a 7-game winning streak in the series until the Braves beat them 2 weeks ago. Little give and go against some miscommunication. That ball was tipped out of bounds, so the Redbirds will maintain possession.
You know, the Braves came out, saw Walt's big shot right there, but they have not been a first-half team as of late. This is really critical for them to get going early on in this game.
Johnny Hill, the starting point guard for the Redbirds. Tyler Brown's three, and that's in. And the confetti flies in the far corner. But Hill was a key factor in that game in Peoria. He picked up a technical foul with about 6 minutes to go in the opening half, and Dan Muller sat him down. He played the rest of the game on the bench. He never saw the floor the rest of the night.
We saw what he could do the other night against Creighton, really putting points on the board when they needed it.
Sims Edwards to miss and cleared by Carmichael. Trailing the play is Brown again. That's in. Consecutive three-pointers made by Tyler Brown.
Transition defense. You've got to get back and find a man. It may not be your man. You've got to communicate, though, on the defense, and the Braves just were not communicating there.
Here's Pickett's first shot of the night. That's in.
A great pick and roll right there. They're trying to get the ball out of Walt's hands. That's one person that has got to step up for the Braves right now, Tyshawn.
Hill down the lane. Had a shot blocked by Pickett and out of bounds. All the scoring so far, Danny's been on the perimeter for both teams.
And we talked about they can shoot it from the outside, but they still got to get it in the paint. The Braves, what they did last time was really penetrating and got in the gaps. Good sliding over there right there by Will. You see that?
And Brown is just feeling it. He was fouled on the three-point shot, so 3 free throws now coming for the senior from Owensboro, Kentucky.
Well, he hit his first 2. You do a little bit of a heat check, and you know what? The Braves see that as well. You can't close out too short to him, though, or too close. Don't put a jump shooter, especially a good shooter like Tyler, right on the free throw line.
And Brown hurt his thumb in the game in Peoria, and that was a big factor. He admitted afterwards that he really was not able to shoot the ball. He distributed it very well that night, but he said that really hampered his shooting ability. Brown just really took over the game in Omaha on Saturday night. He finished the night with 27 points, and 23 of those points came in the second half as the Redbirds again upset Creighton at Omaha.
His performance is just like Dyricus's the other night, you know, at Carver. 26 points of his 32 in the second half. These two players have been really coming on as of late. Good senior leadership.
Something about seniors this late in the year, they understand the finish line is around the corner. There's that sense of urgency, and that's what happens, right?
The season gets shortened up. You see there's very few games left, and you're playing for your last couple right now. Like, lay it all on the line.
Tyler Brown has all 9 of Illinois State's points. Pickett's going to shoot over Carmichael. Can't get it. It's tipped around. It's Will Egolf who comes up with it and scores with the left hand.
Well, that's a shot the Redbirds will take all night. But right there, that's great offensive rebound by Jake Easton, keeping the ball alive, and then Egolf putting it back in.
Better start for Egolf, who was ice cold in the first half on Sunday against Northern Iowa. Shot missed by Bryant Allen. Just underway here at Redbird Arena. Bradley and Illinois State, glad you're alongside here on WTVP Channel 47. Lemondrop double teamed in the corner. He may have stepped on the line. He did. It's the second Bradley turnover with the ball stepping on the sideline.
You know, Walt's been really playing well as of late. That's not a smart move right there. Dribbling in the corner. They know they're trying to get the ball out of his hands. Trapping him right there. Nowhere to go.
Looking inside to Carmichael. Now gets him. Reverse layup from Carmichael's in.
He can do that so well. As strong as he is in the post and getting that deep position like he was fighting Will, and Will did a great job of fighting around, he is at a quick first step if you get him off the block.
Very active underneath the basket. Redbird lead us 4 at 11-7. This is Eastman now. Puts it on the floor. His pull-up off the glass is in.
And that's what Jake can do. We mentioned in the pregame, Jake hasn't shaved. He's been shooting the ball pretty well, and hopefully he stays on that streak like there.
The Braves have opened the game 4 of 6 from the floor, and the Redbirds are now 4 out of 7 as Carmichael steps outside to show his range. Well, there have been NBA scouts at just about every one of Illinois State's last 10 games watching number 32, and he's showing that he can score both inside and outside. Now it's Walt Lemon, and that's in. He's 2 for 2.
Talk about his quickness and his separation. He creates great separation on that jump shot.
Brian Allen knives to the basket and scores. Boy, it's an offensive machine. Both sides are scoring at will right now.
Talk about both these teams have really hung their hat, especially as of late on the defensive end. And we're not seeing any of this in the beginning right now.
The Redbirds shooting at 63%, and the Braves shooting at 71% here on the road to open the game. This is Will Egoff now. He's matched up. He's going to shoot over Wilkins. Brown, he's feeling it. Long rebound is tipped out of bounds, and that might have been off Sims Edwards. Nope, it was off Illinois State's Johnny Hill. So it'll be Bradley basketball when we come back. We're just underway. We've played 5 minutes and 16 seconds. And it's Illinois State 15 and Bradley 11. You're watching Bradley and ISU live here on WTVP, channel 47. Jackie Carmichael is 2 out of 2 from the floor. An outside jumper, and then this nice move on the baseline, huh?
That's great athleticism right there. And as we talked about, Will did a great job of working him solid in the post, got him off the block, and he's got that good, strong first step. And you mentioned about those NBA scouts looking. That's one thing that really impresses them.
And it appears when we went to break that the ball was going to be in Bradley's hands, but the officials have had a little powwow and changed their mind, and they believe the ball was indeed off Dyreka Sims Edwards, and so now the Redbirds will maintain possession here.
Probably the right call. It was a long rebound. Dyreka's had great position for a long rebound. I think he just kind of got one finger on it and knocked it out.
We're seeing Jordan Prosser check into the game for the first time for Bradley. He replaces Will Egoff, and the Redbirds are sending a couple of subs in as well. We're seeing John Eakey and Kayza Keene in the game for the first time as well. So Bradley has Sims Edwards, Eastman, Pickett, Prosser, and Lemon on the floor. The Redbirds counter with Allen, Eakey, Carmichael, Brown, and Kayza Keene, who will trigger. Again, the Redbirds wearing their throwback retro jerseys, which they debuted a couple of weeks ago in a victory over the Salukis. Carmichael's first miss of the game.
Jerseys, though, we talked about, they're not as short as they used to be.
Yeah, the pants are a little bit longer in 2013 than they were back in the 70s. Saw some of the pre-game film on the big board here. Yeah, Doug Collins didn't quite have that length. Sims Edwards the miss and cleared by Carmichael. He's going to shoot over Prosser and make it.
One other thing that impresses the Scots, he's got a little bit of range. He can step out and knock a jumper. Prosser's got to get a little more pressure and contest that shot.
And the Redbirds' 2 leading scorers, Jackie Carmichael, who averages 18 a game, and Tyler Brown, who averages 16 a game, are both starting with hot hands. Pickett left open. And he's had a couple of shots from the perimeter, and that's a 3-point shot for Tyshawn Pickett. He is not accustomed to being out there shooting the 3. In fact, that's just his 4th 3-point make of the year. He's 4 out of 8 from beyond the arc. Team's going to work baseline, but it's cut off by Eastman, so it's going to be Carmichael again. Pickett puts it on the floor, draws contact, and he's going to get the foul. We'll see John Wilkins come back in now for Illinois State. Foul is on Eakey. So Wilkins comes in and sends Carmichael to the red.
Start it all over. 2-3 zone.
Illinois State employed this 2-3 zone against the Blue Jays on Saturday night with a lot of success.
Zone can work very well, especially against good shooting teams.
And there's Jake Eastman knocking down a 3.
Sometimes good defense is just outmanned by a better shot. It's a great shot by Jake.
Eastman now has a career-high 25 three-pointers on the season. And really, since the Valley season has begun, he's really stroked the three very well. Bruce Wilkins, his three from the corner is good. And so each team swapping threes.
Tough matchup right there for Pross, pulling him off the block. That's what they have the opportunity to do with Icky and Wilkins. They can spread the floor very well with all good shooters.
Prosser's going to back in and shoot over. Icky missed the shot. Well, the Redbirds made 13 three-pointers in the game in Peoria. And they're shooting the three again tonight. There's Kaysa Keen's floater. It's no good. Pickett clears. Wholesale substitutions, each team with two subs ready to check in here. Lennon Jr. missed the shot, tipped around, and it's Prosser that comes up with it, and he hooks it in. Right off the hands of Brian Allen and into the hands of Jordan Prosser. Evenly matched game so far in the first 9 minutes. Allen penetrates his floater. It's missed. And it's going to be a foul right there. Wilkins was over the back of Eastman. And we've got a timeout on the floor. Officials timeout. Illinois State 20, Bradley 19. You're watching Bradley and ISU live here on WTVP channel. Jake Eastman, his 25th three-point make of the season there, has pulled Bradley to within a point at 20-19. And you mentioned that sometimes the best way to attack a zone is to shoot from the outside.
And Jake, the one guy that can really do that for him. He's struggled this past couple years. But he's really stepped up, putting a lot of extra time in the gym, knocking down some extra shots. And that's how good shooters, and that's how you help your team right there. But we saw Wilkins step right in as well. You see the ball rotation for the Braves is just more stagnant. They're kind of trying to get in their offense, run their sets. When the ball movement is really going from side to side for the Redbirds, that's much tougher to guard. The Braves have got to get in their motion and get that ball rotation, get the defense to rotate around, and get that the dribble penetration lanes open, and that's how they were so successful last time.
Members of the Illinois State football team on the floor being recognized for their playoff run back in the fall. Into the second round of the FCS, actually the third round because they had a first round bye. And so nice ovation for the Redbird football team as they leave the floor, and we're ready to resume basketball here. Johnny Hill, Kaysa Keen, Nick Zeisloff in the game for the first time for Illinois State, along with John Wilkins and Jackie Carmichael, who has re-entered. We're seeing Jalen Crawford, Bradley guard for the first time. He's on the floor with Jordan Prosser, Will Egolf, Walt Lemon Jr., and Jake Eastman. 9 minutes into this basketball game, it's Illinois State 20 and Bradley 19. Kurt Pegler, Danny Adams with you. Glad you're alongside here on WTVP. Egolf is going to try the hook shot, and that's in.
Great cross screen right there. Really good, solid screen. Opening Egolf up right there. Unfortunate turnover.
Miscommunication there. The Redbirds throw it away. Their second turnover of the game. Again, as you mentioned, Redbirds turned the basketball over 23 times in Peoria. That was a big factor in that game. One of the reasons why Bradley was able to climb out of that 16-point hole. The ball out of Lemon Jr.'s hands, and we're going to see Dyreka Sims-Edwards come back in to replace Jake Eastman.
Jake Eastman is out.
Here's Lennon's pull-up jumper.
The Braves are knocking down. They're one and done. Not too many second chance opportunities.
Keen penetrates. There was a bump before he was able to get his shot off. Rick Hartzell, Randy Heimerman, and Hal Lusk, by the way, are the officials working tonight's Missouri Valley Conference game. Here's Carmichael, lob off the inbounds. The shot was blocked. Hill there to get it. His shot is missed. Knocked around. Still loose. Bradley calls timeout. Will Egolf on the floor, grabbing the loose ball, and immediately Gino Ford signal for a timeout, and he gets it.
That's just great extra effort right there. Saw Carmichael go to the basket. We're going to see that replay right now. Quick first step, Carmichael going to the basket. Great help right there by Will to block. Johnny Hill following it up. That's what you love to see. Two guys diving on the floor. Little floor burns. Never hurt anybody.
Well, one of the things that Will Egolf brings to the table is the ability to do those kind of things. He's missed 5 games this year because of injuries and/or suspensions, and in those 5 games, Bradley's just 1 in 4. So he certainly makes a difference when he's on the floor for the Braves.
You know, he just brings that sense of maturity to the team as well. Sense of calmness. He calms the guys down. He knows how to talk to them. And you can see just his presence on the floor, just that extra effort you're going to get out of him every night.
Again, he was granted a 6th year of eligibility. He's had 2 ACL surgeries on his right knee. And you mentioned the sense of urgency for seniors about this time of the year. He really knows this is the end of the line for him. Crossover dribble and kick out by Lemon. Now it's Crawford from the corner. How did he get that shot off? He nails a 3.
That all started with the penetration that they've been lacking so far in the beginning of the game. Great penetration right there by Waltz to break down the defense.
Bradley enjoying its largest lead of the game at 4 points, 24-20. Now Iki's going to fire a 3. Missed it. Carmichael the rebound. And he's going to get to the free throw line.
That's just a tough matchup right there for Jalen. Outmanned, outsized. But the one thing I like that he did, when he fouled him, he made sure he wasn't going to get that basket in. It's a good, hard foul.
So Carmichael to the free throw line. Over the weekend in Illinois State's win in Omaha, he passed head coach Dan Muller into 10th place on Illinois State's all-time scoring list as he continues to move up the charts. His name's going to be on quite a few charts by the time it's all said and done here at Illinois State.
He's one of those guys, you look around the league and you kind of say, boy, they're still there. He is still there because he has been like that type of player since he was a freshman.
He's got 100 starts tonight was his 101st start of his career. Crawford again. Michael trailing the play. He's going to try the 15-footer, and that's in. Carmichael, the first player in double figures now with 10 points. He and Tyler Brown have combined for 19 at Illinois State's 24. We're even at 24. Good hands that time by Iki as he stepped in the passing lane to knock it out of bounds. We'll see Tyshawn Pickett come back in for the Braves. John Wilkins and Johnny Hill will return for Illinois State.
Lots of minute on both these teams' legs. Only going about 8 deep on each side of the bench. You see the rotations going in and out, almost player for player from both sides.
This time of the year, coaches like to kind of shore up their rotations. You're not seeing as many players and many minutes on the floor. Eastman, he's already got 1 3. Missed that one. Brown, bounce pass, Carmichael. Leaves it for Wilkins. And he's fouled going up for the jam.
Great pass right there by Tyler Brown. Good help by Jake Eastman. Trying to finish that with a strong dunk. Got to earn it the hard way.
Wilkins played very well in the game in Peoria. He had a season-high 16 points. Hit 4 threes in that game. As we mentioned, he's the kind of guy that was kind of deep in the rotation at the beginning of the year, but then wound up making a big difference when he got into the starting 5 when the Redbirds won their first game in Carbondale. He's not been out of the starting lineup since.
Well, sometimes you just got to get a little bit of confidence. And you see you get on a hot streak, you hit a couple shots, you get some defensive stops. Sometimes that next shot starts flowing a little bit better.
It's Egolf. His three is missed. Long rebound now controlled by Tyler Brown. Threw it away. And the Braves get it back. Here's Sims Edwards. His pull-up jumper rolls off. Fought for by Eastman, but controlled by Wilkins. And now the lob. Tyler Brown couldn't finish. Now it's Linden back in the front court. He leaves for Eastman who attacks, and he's going to get to the free throw line. And we've got a timeout on the floor. 7:26 to go here in the opening half. Illinois State 26, Bradley 24. You're watching the I-74 rivalry game on WTVP Channel 47. 40 miles down to Redbird Arena. Typically, Illinois State President Dr. Al Bowman also in attendance at Illinois State home games. Well, here's going to be your first Bradley University free throw. Jake Eastman will take it at the 7:26 mark. Made one, missed one, so Eastman now with 6 points. He's scored on a 2, a 3, and a free throw. It's a 1-point Illinois State advantage.
A little bit of 4-out, 1-in against Egolf. A little ISO with Carmichael down there. Bull's doing a great job, though. Working around and good help side defense right there by the Braves.
Bill with a pump fake, lost the ball. And it's Eastman that comes away with it. Under 7 minutes to go here, opening half. Here are teams at 6 and 7 in the Missouri Valley Conference. The Redbirds have won 6 of their last 7 after opening the Valley season 0-6. In fact, the only Redbird defeat in that stretch came against Bradley back in Peoria 15 days ago. Sims Edwards had his pass stolen away. Now it's Brown in the front court. All the way down and jams it.
The parting of the sea right there. Tyler Brown driving down to the basket, and just the Braves just kind of let the lane wide open. Definitely a different defensive team that we're seeing right now by the Redbirds. We saw 2 weeks ago back in Peoria.
5 on the shot clock. Eastman with a nice dish to Tyshawn Pickett. He attracted all the defenders and then slipped the pass away. Now it's a steal for the Braves. Guess who? Dyreka Sims Edwards, who's 5th in the country. He averages just under 3 steals a game. It's the 3rd steal for the Braves here in this opening half. And now Bradley a chance to reclaim the lead.
And as good as Dyreka is at jumping the passing lanes, most of his steals, if you watch him, are just taking the ball right away from the offender.
6 to shoot. Sims Edwards. His 3 is missed and cleared by Iki. Carmichael was bumped that time by Pickett. That'll be the 2nd personal against Tyshawn Pickett.
They're going to get him right away.
Here was
Brown.
Yeah, the parting of the Red Sea. He just went right down.
13, John Wilkins in for the Redbirds.
It's a great momentum builder for the Redbirds. The one thing you don't want the Braves do not want is giving them too many easy baskets. Too good of an outside shooting team. Make all their points in the paint be very contested.
Cleared by Lemon. Iki had the hot hand in Peoria, knocking down some threes, but not so far here tonight. Eastman again left open for three. That's going to bounce over the
That ball
backboard.
goes over the backboard. It's Redbird ball. Jackie Carmichael for John Wilkins in the Redbird lineup.
Now we're going to see Cadero Bell check in for the first time as Gino Ford sends him in, and John Wilkins leaves the floor in favor of Jackie Carmichael. So the Redbirds have John Eakey, Keza Keene, Nick Zeisloff, Jackie Carmichael, Brian Allen on the floor. Bradley has Jake Eastman, Jordan Prosser, Darrell Bell, Jalen Crawford, and Willie Off. Now it's Zeisloff for three. That's missed and tipped, controlled by Prosser. Basket's a little bit harder to come by the last about 6 minutes or so, huh?
Exactly right. Neither team is being shy about shooting from the perimeter. I'd really like to see a lot more going to the basket, penetrating those lanes. That's going to make those shots go a little bit easier, less contested.
Tough shot by Crawford.
That's one thing Crawford can really do for the Braves. He has such good elevation on his jump shot. He can get in there and rise up over the defender and get a shot off.
5 points for Crawford and a 1-point Bradley advantage. Brian Allen missed, tipped by Carmichael, controlled by Bradley's Crawford again. Under 3.5 to go here in this opening half. Bell's going to penetrate and score off the glass.
That's exactly what the Braves are looking at. For a freshman point guard coming off, just don't make mistakes. Anything extra, just taking care of the ball, no turnovers, that's all bonuses.
Yeah, he's averaging just 1.1 points a game, so when he gets in the scorebook that way, that is a bonus for the Braves. 3-point Bradley lead. Carmichael is double teamed. They leave Keza Keene open. He spins and shoots and misses it. Jammed home by Eakey.
It's good rotation by the Braves, but that's even better. Just being around the rim and being right there where you need to be, and Eakey can really do that for the Redbirds.
First points of the night for Eakey. Now the Redbirds will try to reclaim the lead. Very entertaining opening half, back and forth here. Eakey for three. He was 3 out of 4 from three-point land in the game at Carver Arena 2 weeks ago, but still looking for his first three-point make tonight. Crawford again, 3. In front of the rim, no good. Ball on the floor and cleared by Jackie Carmichael, who now has 7 rebounds to go with his 10 points. He's going to put his focus on the line, so it's a 2. But Carmichael is feeling it from the perimeter now. Give him 12 points.
Sometimes it's just your night. The bad thing is that's a lesser of 2 evils for the Braves, is him shooting that jumper out there.
That's a part of his game he really worked on in the summer. Attended that LeBron James skills camp and really increased his range. And that's added just another weapon to his game. 5 to shoot. Eagle blocked. And he stepped on the sideline. That was very close to being a shot clock violation regardless. We've got a timeout on the floor. 58.7 seconds to go here in the opening half. Illinois State with a 1-point lead. You're watching ISU and Bradley live here on Channel 47 WTVP. Michael with 12 points and 7 rebounds here in the opening half, and many of his points have come from the perimeter.
He's done a great job. And like we talked about earlier, that's the lesser of 2 evils right there with Jackie stepping out, takes him away from the basket. Just have to guard him now.
Well, the Redbirds have done that a couple of times. You mentioned earlier on a John Wilkins-Jordan Prosser matchup where Wilkins brought him out to the perimeter, try to space the floor out a little bit.
You see Walton Dyricus coming back too. Coach Gino Ford was just trying to get them a little break before the media timeout, but that media timeout came a little bit late for him, I think.
into the final minute here of this opening half. Carmichael puts it on the floor, goes right to the rim. Missed the shot, got the rebound though. Shoots it over Prosser, missed that one as well. And Will Egoff clears, and with the shot clock off now, Bradley has an opportunity for the final shot. Likely the man with the basketball is going to take that final shot, don't you think, Mr. Lemon?
He's been the hot hand. He's been the leader for the Braves. And I like to say, as Walt goes, as have the Braves this year.
One-on-one with Hill. He's going to fire up a three. Miss it. Long rebound. Sims Edwards. He's going to try and force up a shot, and that's the horn. Crawford's tick was after the buzzer, and so we've reached the half. And it's Illinois State 32 and Bradley 31. A pretty entertaining first 20 minutes, huh?
Very entertaining. Both teams came out of the shooting extremely hot. We've seen them cool off right now, but still very entertaining. This second half is going to be a great one to stay tuned.
32-31. Illinois State in the lead. At the half over Bradley. You're watching Bradley and ISU live here on WTVP, Channel 47. Look at some of the highlights that shaped the first 20 minutes of action. A very entertaining back and forth opening half of action here between these two I-74 rivals. Again, if you're just joining us, Illinois State wearing its throwback jerseys, retro jerseys. It's a big first half for Jackie Carmichael.
You see Jackie Carmichael doing that quite a bit in that first half, stepping back, nice little jump shot by him, good separation. And you see Jake Eastman right here answering. ISU goes to that zone. The best way to beat a zone and break him out of the zone is to shoot him out, and that's what Jake did right there. John Wilkins says, you know what? You can do it, I can do it too. So he steps back in the corner. Tough matchup right there by Frost. One good thing that he does, though, he can spread the floor for you. And we talk about the penetration for the Braves. That's what they need more of in the second half. Good penetration right there. Sometimes the ball just got to be ready. Anytime the ball can fall in your hands, good finish right there by Frost. And then we talked about it again. Party in the Red Sea right there. Tyler Brown driving down the lane coast to coast. Big finish right there to get the crowd going. That's a great penetration right there. Good dish. Still got to be ready. Good heads-up play by Pickett being ready to finish that play. And this is the big tip dunk right here. John Eakey just in the right place at the right time. Good help side defense by the Braves, but no weak side rebounding, and John Eakey made them pay.
Take a look at the numbers in the opening 20 minutes of the half. We mentioned the way the game started. Both teams in the first 6 or 7 minutes were shooting the lights out, and then there was kind of a correction as the defenses kind of had their way. But you see that the Braves are out shooting Illinois State right now, 42% to 37%. Bradley is 1 out of 2 from the line, and the Redbirds are 7 of 7. The three-point shooting percentage, I know you made reference to that in this first half.
Well, they both started so hot. The Braves were at 1.75% while the Redbirds were 60. The Redbirds now are 0 for their last 5, while the Braves are 1 for their last 8. So it's really cooled down, which I think is also an attribution to the defense. They put a lot more pressure on the ball. Not those easy, good-looking shots that you're going to get in, but still good-looking shots that they got knocked down. And
turnovers have not been a major factor so far for either team. Bradley with 4 and Illinois State with 5. Leading scores, the Redbirds have 2 in double figures. Jackie Carmichael with 12 and Tyler Brown with 11. Bradley has no player yet in double figures, led by Tyshawn Pickett's 7 points, and Jake Eastman has 6. Again, Bradley won the first matchup between these two teams 15 days ago on January the 29th at Carver Arena, an 83-77 decision. And here as we get ready to start the second half, Illinois State has a 1-point lead at 32-31. Gino Ford said one thing that he really wanted to do, 2 things actually. He said he wanted his team this year to be tougher and to be better at home. Well, they've certainly been both.
I'm without a doubt. And that's a senior leadership. Dyricus coming in, Jake, like you mentioned a lot before, this is their last stand. What are you going to be known for? You don't want to be known for a losing season. You want to be known for a tough physical team that you didn't lay home when you came into your house, that you were going to get a battle.
And Jake Eastman, who averages about 7 points a game, knocks down the opening jumper of this second half, and he has 8. He's played very well for the Braves. And Bradley the lead. Now the lob down to Wilkins. Works on Egoff and flips to the Carmichael. Pump fake, draws contact, 3-point opportunity.
Charging foul on number 4, Jake Eastman. His first.
It's a tough play right there because if Carmichael's going to go up with it, he's going to elevate over you. So you're trying to judge his jumping, and it's just a tough play. Good, smart play right there by Jackie Carmichael. A big senior play.
And he makes good on the free throw for the three-point play. The Redbirds a perfect 8 out of 8 from the line here. Sims Edwards still looking for his first points of the night after a career-high 32 on Sunday. Good defense by the Redbirds. Tyshawn Pickett can't finish though. And now a steal, or a near steal. Ball is still loose. Wilkins had it, flipped it ahead. Eastman comes away with it, and he scrums it out of there. Now it's Lemon. He's bumped. I think you got to give credit to the Braves. They never gave up fighting for the loose ball.
First team foul on the Redbirds.
It's a great penetration. Seeing he has numbers, seeing a little bit of a lane. That's all Walt needs, a little bit of light. He can get through there. Super fast, quick first step.
I'm not sure if Dairika Sims Edwards will get credited with a steal on that play, but he certainly deserved one. There's Lemon now knocking down the jump shot.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think he deserves credit for that steal. Once again, he just took the ball away.
Carmichael got to try to answer it. Another quick foul. That time it's E-ball.
Basket didn't count, but we'll make a point. It still went in.
His first, team second, out of bounds to the Redbirds.
Little bump. That's a great move right there that he can use at the next level.
First foul on Will Egoff tonight. Little teardrop by Tyler Brown. Well, the second half starting a little bit like the first half where teams are trading baskets. Eastman behind the screen. Jake Eastman is feeling it right now for the Braves.
He said that's why he has not shaved. He is he's going out through the rest of the season.
Second three-point make of the night for Eastman. He's the first Bradley player in double figures now with 11. And Brown answers with a three. And Sims Edwards threw it away. Trying to find Eastman again on a screen. Well, I don't think either of us thought that the teams would come out and score like they had. They opened the first half on an offensive run and the second half on an offensive run. You see Tyler Brown knocking down that jump shot, but both offenses, at least again to start the half, have the upper hand.
And you see Tyler Brown, he's picking up right where he left off in the first half.
16 points for Brown. Hill splits the defense, flips it up, tough shot that time. Now it's Lemon. He draws contact. That's one thing that he has done very successfully all year is penetrate, draw contact.
And he's worked a lot in the offense, just like Jackie has on his shot, as has Walt. Getting to the lane, creating that separation, but then really finishing at the rim, but then really working on his free throws. And we just saw Dairikas go back into the tunnel. Saw a little heating pad go on his back. Maybe he has a little back spasm. I'm not going to try to make any speculation, but we see him being stretched down there in the tunnel.
You see Tyler Brown re-enter the game now and replace Brian Allen. Well, Gino Ford jokes about Walt Lemon Jr. He says he's not on Facebook, he's not on Twitter. All he does is go to the gym. And he really thinks that his game has really improved greatly because of that. The officials had something to say to a cheerleader or something along the lines. And he splits the free throws. So all that hard work in the gym has paid off, and Walt Lemon Jr. having an all-conference type season for the Braves. 1 point Illinois State advantage. Keza Keene gives it up now. Brown on a pump fake. He'll try another three. Offered in the game now for Sims Edwards. He had a nice first half for the Braves off the bench. Golf spins. Nice move. Pickett, the offensive rebound.
It's going to be around the basket. We see with the Braves, a lot of stagnant offense. Not a lot of ball movement, a lot of standing and watching one-on-one. You got to get the ball moved from side to side, creating those penetration lanes, and that's when the Braves are at their best.
9 points now for Tyshawn Pickett. Wilkins left open. His three is missed, and Eastman clears. Bradley the basketball and a one-point advantage. Crawford trails the play. He fires the three, and that's in. He's got the three-point shot working. Playing with a lot of confidence now. 8 points for Crawford. His second three-point make of the night. 4-point Bradley advantage. The Braves just going to dare and open Johnny Hill to make the three, and he got a shooter's roll that time.
Nothing like playing at your home court. That's where you get those extra little soft bounces.
Again, the offense is setting the tone here early in the second half, much like they did to open the game. Eastman missed it. Jake Eastman very active here tonight, though. Kaysa King ahead of the pack. Penetrates, lost the dribble, spins, scores.
He's going to be a very good guard coming down the road in this league. Very under control, very strong, very heady, good point guard.
Freshman from Ajax, Ontario. Played with a Canadian national junior team. Braves are going to try to clear out for Lemon. He's going to pull up now. A deep three is missed. Brown penetrates and scores. 18 points now for Tyler Brown, 6 out of 10 shooting. Lemon Jr. penetrate, missed the shot. The ball is loose on the floor, and it's going to go back to the Braves. And we've got a timeout on the floor. Illinois State 47, Bradley 44, 14-14 to go here at Redbird Arena. This is ISU and Bradley live on WTVP, Channel 47. Three-point shooters finding the net here tonight. Jalen Crawford on one end, Tyler Brown on the other. And again, this is not something that we really thought we'd see tonight, huh?
Not typical for either one of these teams. ISU more so, but the Braves answering quite a bit. Tyler Brown just had a hot hand the entire game. You've seen Sims Edwards go back. He just checked back in, but very gingerly walking with that, looks like a tight back. And that's the primary defender right there on Tyler Brown. And he's going to take advantage when he has that opportunity.
This is Bradley and Illinois State live here on WTVP, Channel 47. Kurt Pegler, Danny Adams with you. Illinois State is 5 of 14 from three-point land. Bradley 6 of 15 from three-point land. Just to follow up our conversation about the threes. So Bradley sends out Tyshawn Pickett, Jake Eastman, Dyreka Sims Edwards, Jordan Prosser, and Walt Lemon. Illinois State has Johnny E. Tyler Brown, Johnny Hill, Brian Allen, and Jackie Carmichael on the floor. You see Dan Muller having a conversation with his freshman point guard, Kaysa King.
Right there, when that ball screen, they're really trying to eliminate. They're cutting the floor in half, keeping the ball on one side of the floor. That takes away all the help side defense. Help side can sit right in the lane, and that double trap right there on the sideline using that third defender.
6 to shoot. Lemon missed the three. Tip out, controlled by Tyler Brown. Quickly back up the floor. He's going to take it all the way with the left hand, flip it up, missed it. Now it's Eastman, ahead to a streaking Lemon Jr., and he finishes.
That is the Braves' first fast break points of the night. And that's one thing that they truly, you know, put their money buck on.
Hill is bumped by Pickett in the foul. You're right, when Bradley is making steals and coming up with turnovers and scoring in transition, that's really when the Braves are at their best.
3 team fouls on Bradley. Free throws for the Redbirds. Johnny Hill.
Eastman with a nice outlet to Lemon Jr. So Walt Lemon now with 10 points. He and Eastman are the 2 Braves in double figures. Eastman at 11 and Lemon at 10. Not to get lost in that last transition, there was a nice pass, by the way, from Carmichael down to Hill, noticing the open man. Sims Edwards just left the game in favor of Daryl Bell, so you're right, and he's gingerly walking at the back of the bench. He's having a very difficult time, something maybe with his lower back. Again, we don't want to speculate, but it looks like he's going back to the locker room for some treatment, so he's headed back out of sight now. Eagle with Eaky on him. He's going to take him to the rack, flip it up, and get some free throws out of the deal.
That's a much more aggressive move that we've been seeing from Will right there. You see him, he's going at the rim and he's trying to finish at the rim instead of fading away and having those big long ISU defenders' arms contesting the shot. He went, he put his left shoulder into the rim. Right in, guys.
Wolf averaging 8 points and 5 rebounds a game for the Braves. Cashes in on the free throws. Give him 7 points here tonight. Back to a 1-point Illinois State advantage. Allen, his 3, missed. Carmichael fights for it. Loose ball, Eaky comes away with it. Allen again is open. 15-footer, front of the rim, rolls in.
That's a tough possession right there. 2 guys going to the boards really hard. Come up with a loose ball. Tough break for the Braves. Good break for the Redbirds.
Second field goal of the night for Allen. Now it's Egolf again working on Eaky. Had a nice chance to finish, but couldn't finish. Rolled right off the rim. Now Eaky, his 3 is missed. He's still looking for that first 3-point make of the game. On the other end, it's Daryl Bell. He missed that 3 badly, though, and Eaky clears. Tyler Brown is fouled. Penetration. Now bodies on the floor. Defense is getting a little more bite to their game here as we step away. 11:42 to go in this one. Illinois State 51, Bradley 48. Live here on WTVP, Channel 47. Here's that last sequence we were talking about with some bodies on the floor. Tyler Brown bumps into Egolf, and then on the way back down, he's going to get Johnny Hill's knee, it looks like, even. Or his hip.
When you go down, there's guys flying. It's not a boys' game in there. If you're going to go down, you got to be able to take it. And Will's been through enough. That's a great drive right there by Tyler Brown, though, trying to get to the basket, seeing that opening, trying to make a play.
11:42 to go in this one here. Kurt Pegler, Danny Adams with you at Redbird Arena, where Illinois State holds a slim 3-point lead, 51-48 over Bradley. It was a 1-point Illinois State lead at the half, and really it's been close throughout, unlike the game in Peoria, where Illinois State had a 16-point first half lead and Bradley came back. This game has really been 2-4 points either way the whole night.
Yeah, they've gone basket for basket. We've seen it. 3-pointer for 3-pointer, layup for layup. They've just been answering each other's points.
Nick Zeisloff is in the game now for Illinois State. Ryan Allen turned it over. Dan Muller just hoping to get a little help from the backside official on that play, but it's going to go to Bradley. That is the 7th Illinois State turnover. Lemon penetrates. Contact. I think the officials are going to have to powwow because one's got a block and one's got a charge.
Take a look right here for us own. We just saw a replay right there. Let's see what their call is. It almost looked like Iki kind of slid underneath trying to get off the defender.
So Rick Hartzell, Randy Heimerman, and Hal Lusk will talk it over. Here's a look. Well, it looks like, again, one official was thinking about a block, one official was thinking about a charge.
Officials have called a double foul.
There's a double foul call, okay?
Jr. for Bradley, his second, team foul 5. And for Illinois State, number 22, John Iki.
So John Iki and Walt Lemon Jr. each called for a foul there. I'm not sure either bench was pleased with that, but
the ball remains with the team which had possession. The ball will remain with the team. Pick up a correction.
Now they're trying to figure out who's going to get the basketball. Well, there's no doubt that Bradley has possession of the basketball at the time of the foul.
And that's why I think Gino's, asking the referees over there.
Well, just when you think you've seen everything in basketball.
A double foul right there. Taking one more look at it.
Officials have ruled that it is a change of possession in favor of the Redbirds.
So the officials are now saying that's a change of possession.
Illinois State possession.
And so it's going to be Illinois State possession.
Officials have ruled that the ball was out.
So again, a double foul. One foul goes on Lemon, one foul goes on Iki, and the Redbirds have the basketball on change of possession, and they nearly turned it back over. Tyler Brown, free ball, wide open, missed it. Carmichael, rebound. And now Gino Ford wants timeout. We'll step aside. Illinois State 53, Bradley 48. You're watching Bradley and ISU live on WTVP, Channel 47. Here's another look at that last sequence off the Tyler Brown miss. Jackie Carmichael on the weak side help is going to be wide open to flip it in. Give him 17 points and 11 rebounds. This is Dyreka Sims-Edwards as Bradley is huddling. He's going through some back stretches on the baseline, and he's just really been very ineffective, especially here in the second half.
Yeah, you can see as he's moving, we talked about very gingerly walking, and when he's sitting on the bench, he's sitting very lightly. The one thing you got to think about, he's trying to stay loose because the more he sits, the only thing that's going to do is that's just going to tighten up. And I know Dyreka, he is such a competitor. He's going to do anything he can to get back in this game. It would take something really drastic for him not to return. But you can see he's trying everything he can to get back in this game. This is his last time playing Redbird Arena, but against this big rivalry right here, he wants a part of it.
No question, he is the heart and soul of the Bradley defense, really the Bradley team. Here's Lemon. Missed the shot. Eastman got a finger on it, but it went out of bounds off of Eastman. So it's Illinois State basketball.
Walt's got to start trusting his teammates as well. Without Dyreka in there, somebody else has got to step up. Well, we see Dyreka running the scorers table right now.
Brown, give and go. Carmichael, foul and one.
That's just a great screen and roll. And that's what's built in the offseason right there. That strength, that weight room, finishing at the rim. And that's just not good defense right there by the Braves. There's no help side defense. You know that pick and roll. He is rolling right to the front of the rim to finish. You've got to be there and help side.
Carmichael now with his 31st career double-double, sitting on 19 points and 11 rebounds here. He's given Illinois State a 7-point advantage. There's Sims Edwards back in the game now. E-ball. Lemon left open. Rainbow jumper is in. That's a 3.
That's a great find right there by Will. Saw the double team come down. Good rotation right there by Will, just stepping right into his shot.
13 points now for Lennon. Braves really needed that basket too, because the Redbirds were just about ready to turn the Jets on, it looked like. Brown. And a steal by Sims Edwards. Now it's Cadero Bell in the front court. He flipped it up and missed it. Lemon Jr. reverse is in. 5 in a row now from Lemon. Back to a 2-point game. That's going to be offensive. Yes, an offensive foul against the Redbirds. An illegal screen.
And you mentioned Redbirds were right on the verge of, you said, turn on the Jets, trying to pull this thing away. But it's all starting right now for the Braves, and the defense have been a great steal by Dyricus and a good finish. Moving screen, the defensive end is where they've held their hat. And that's where they got to do it if they want to stay in this game.
It's funny how one little play like that can switch the momentum.
Redbirds shortening the floor on the Braves.
Eagles wanted that three really badly, but the Redbirds stepped in on it. One-on-one. Lennon to Allen, and a foul on Bryant Allen.
Foul number 2, Bryant Allen, his second. Team foul 6 against the Redbirds. Out of bounds, Bradley.
That's the second foul on Allen and the 6th on the team.
That's just a shake and bake move right there, a one-on-one, reset the shot clock. Great defense, and this is a smart play right there by Walt.
Both teams now in the bonus will have free throws the rest of the game. Lemon steps through, blocked by Wilkins. On the shot clock right now left on this possession. Lennon tried to slip a pass and it's picked off. Hill comes away with it. Now it's Carmichael. Brown flips it to Carmichael underneath the basket and one.
Look at this pass right there. Eyes in the back of your head by Tyler Brown. Great feed. Just another strong move right there by Jackie Carmel right at the rim.
So Pickett now with his 4th foul leaves the game at the 8:24 mark, and he's replaced by Jordan Prosser. 22-point effort now for Jackie Carmichael. Crowd into it again. Sims Edwards for 3. Ball is out of bounds to Bradley.
officials.
And we have an officials timeout. 7:57 to go. Don't go anyplace, folks. Shaping up to be a fantastic finish. Redbirds lead the Braves 58-53 here on WCVP Channel 47.
Bidding for those last little spots. This is going to come down to that final day of that final game to truly know when you're going to be playing and who you're going to be playing. So this is just as important as the final game.
Yeah, there's such a tangle in the middle of the Valley standings right now that the winner of this game could be in 4th place and the loser, as you said, could be in 7th or 8th. Walt Lemon, he had a shot blocked. Redbirds rotated nicely on defense. Carmichael. Fade away on Prosser.
The Braves just don't have an answer for him tonight.
Well, that is a professional basketball move right there. Now it's Eagle. Eastman had the hot hand from 3, and he's short on this one. Brown works baseline, and there's a whistle before the contact. It might be a reach-in foul. It looks like on Bell. It is.
So you got to get back and set your defense. As much as he's a threat from the perimeter, he is a great athlete that can take the ball and put it on the ground and get to the basket. You got to get back and set your defense.
Gino Ford, 30-second timeout to try and rally his troops here. Critical point in the game. The Redbirds with a 7-point advantage. And free throws now coming for Tyler Brown with 7 minutes to go.
And the last thing you want to do if you're the Braves is come down and chuck up a 3-point basket thinking you're going to get it all back in one possession. There's still 7 minutes left. Rely on your defense. And we're going to take a look right here at Jackie Carmichael. It's a great position. It's good, you know, Ross pushing him off the block. But tonight, it has been Jackie Carmichael's game because he has an answer and the Braves haven't on the defensive end. He's just been hitting everything on the perimeter and then actually getting to the basket.
What a night for Carmichael, and really, in fairness to Jordan Prosser on that last sequence, you really can't defend the play any better than that.
His elevation that he gets, a nice step back, good separation. He contested the shot. You're exactly right. It's just a great shot.
1-and-1 bonus time now for Brown.
John Lee replaces Jackie Carmichael for the Redbirds. Bonus shot for Tyler Brown.
One of the many things the Redbirds have been doing so well as of late is shooting their free throws. The other night at Drake, 32 of 36 from the line, having that big comeback up in Drake. And they're continuing it tonight.
Randy number 5, Jalen Crawford is in. Jordan Prosser is out.
Prosser leaves now in favor of Jalen Crawford. So it's Crawford, Eastman, Bell, Lemon, Egolf on the floor for Bradley.
Smaller lineup?
Yeah, Allen, Eakey, Wilkins, Brown, and Hill for Illinois State.
Make the ISU guards come out on the floor is what Gino Ford is trying to do. Make them guard.
Spin move, and again, Lemon tried to sneak a pass in, and somehow Tyler Brown threw it off of Will Egolf.
ISU's done a great job of kind of helping on Wall. He's gotten in the lane a couple times, great drives, but he's leaving his feet. Looking at that replay, that's the right call.
Tremendously athletic play there. Wilkins down low.
No help side. They roll right to the front of the rim.
Redbird Arena now erupting, fans on their feet. Lemon on the baseline, rimmed off. Tyler Brown is everywhere, even on the defensive end. His 7th rebound to go with 20 points. And right now, Lemon is forced to guard Tyler Brown, which normally would probably be a Dyreka Sims-Edwards assignment, but it's Will Egolf to steal in the finish. Again, Sims-Edwards on the Bradley bench with an apparent back injury of some sort. Redbirds have called timeout here as the Braves stop the bleeding a little bit with that steal. Again, a 30-second timeout called by Dan Muller. That's the 5th steal for the Braves.
And that's one thing we're going to take another look at it right here. Look how quickly and strong he jumps that screen. That ball screen, Will really gets out there, shows early, good long arms, and then it's a great finish right there. You got to get those fast break points, and that's where the Braves are going to get back, and they got to get those stops and those good, easy, quick baskets on the transition offense.
Well, Lemon and Dyreka Sims-Edwards have combined really to be a steal machine, if you will, in the Missouri Valley Conference. They had 12 steals and 17 rebounds in the game against ISU in Peoria. And again, not to belittle the fact, but Dyreka is just not himself with whatever this back ailment is. And you know it's just eating him alive to sit on the bench right now.
You can see his legs. He's got the foot shake. He just wants to go as much as he can.
And credit the Redbirds then for taking advantage of the fact that Bradley's top defender is not on the floor. Johnny Hill missed. Brown another rebound. He has been everywhere tonight. Now he's going to back in, and his shot is blocked by Lemon.
Braves got exactly what they wanted. It was good defense. Johnny Hill shooting from the perimeter. You got to get that box out. Those second chance opportunities when you're trying to make a run, you're trying to get back in this game. You got to get those first rebounds.
Carmichael lost the ball on the floor, got it back, still loose. He called for timeout, and are they going to give him a timeout or a held ball? This time the possession arrow favors Bradley, but it looks as if the Redbirds got timeout before the held ball was determined. Dan Muller not too happy right now. He's having a word with his Redbirds about taking care of the basketball.
A little slip screen. And that's what he was on. He was on Jackie Carmichael saying, hey, catch the ball. That's an easy opportunity. You can do it all night, finish at the basket. But that's one thing that the Redbirds have done very well tonight is they've taken care of the ball. Unlike the 23 turnovers that they had 2 weeks ago, they've taken care of the ball and do give a good credit. You know, we talked about Dyreka being out, sitting on the bench. The Braves' top defender, probably one of the, if not the top defender in the Valley. He's going to get, I'm sure he's going to get recognition at the end of the year for that because he has done a tremendous job. But you got to catch those balls when you have those opportunities and you have those mismatches.
The possession arrow does favor Bradley. It switched when we had that double foul situation a few minutes back. So the possession arrow, if you're curious, does favor Bradley for the next time there's a scrum on the floor. 5 minutes left in this one. Hill drives, scores. Johnny Hill coming into his own as a sophomore playing point guard for the Redbirds. He's really never played point guard in his entire life, and he's kind of learning on the job training. Eastman's going to try and answer. It's blocked by Carmichael. Pickett's there, and he's fouled.
Foul is on 22, John Eaton, his fourth. Team 7.
Great help by Carmichael coming over that block. That's the way Pickett, Tyshawn has, that's the way he started. You're very strong. He made a strong impact. 23 points in his debut with the Braves this year. Coming from a JUCO college. You've got to be strong, especially in this rivalry. There's not going to be any easy baskets.
Pickett said that he really enjoyed his first glimpse at the I-74 rivalry, the game at Peoria, and he anticipated there would be a lot of energy and emotion tonight as well. Carmichael now over 50 blocks on the season after that last one. The Redbirds had been credited for 6 blocks on the game defensively. 10-point Illinois State advantage, the Redbirds with the basketball. Hill gets a screen from Carmichael. He spins and his floater is no good, but Iki's there to clean up. John Eakey's second field goal of the game. Eagle fights his way inside, can't get it to go. Ball's on the floor. Eastman comes away with it. He forces up a shot. It's tapped away out to Lemon. Extremely physical under the Redbird basket these last couple of trips down the floor.
Smart play. Get it up, reset your offense, get another good shot.
His three is way short this time.
And when I was saying good shot, that wasn't really what I was intending. 22 on the shot clock. You can get a better shot than that. Well, start feeling the pressure just a little bit, down by 12. You got to get a good shot. You don't have to get it all back. We're talking about not one possession, but you got to get a better shot than that. 3:32
to go. Redbird 68, Braves 56. Back with more from Redbird Arena. You're watching Illinois State and Bradley live here on WTVP, Channel 47.
Braves 68 to 56. We're taking a split here by Tyler Brown. Good weak side rebounding follow-up by John Eakey, but a lack of their weak side rebounding and help side defense right there by the Braves. And that's kind of been a trend of the Braves. They kind of got caught staring at the ball, and that's something you can't do because these Redbirds, do fly to the offensive rim.
The rebounding totals are almost identical, Danny. 36 rebounds tonight for Illinois State, 35 for Bradley.
And 16 offensive rebounds for the Braves.
Under 3.5 to go now. The Redbirds with the basketball and a 12-point advantage.
Try and spread the floor right here. You got to watch for the screen or the slip screen to the basket. You got to have good, strong help side defense. You're going to have to get up and overplay some of these passing lanes, though.
And Brown is hacked by Will Egoff way out by the timeline. That's his second foul. The Redbirds now with 19 fouls. They'll be one away from the double bonus.
Tyler Brown to the line, one and bonus.
Trying to get that little pick from the behind tip basket, fast break. So one thing you don't want to do with these Redbirds that we've talked about so much frequently is they shoot so good from the free throw line. This is one of their key contributors right here.
And it was just as you had scripted. Illinois State does a nice job of winding the clock down, looking then for that split screen, started to run its offense with about 10 seconds to go on the shot clock before the foul. Brown calmly sinks both free throws. 22-point effort now for Tyler Brown, who's done it on both ends. He's got 8 rebounds, he's got 5 assists. He's played a whale of a basketball game. Pickett shoots over Carmichael. Eakey goes back and gets for Illinois State. And the Redbirds have the hammer right now. Carmichael goes right around Eagle. And that's going to be an intention.
I don't think he meant that. I know this is a vicious rivalry, and I don't think he meant that in any type of dirty way. We're going to see the replay right here. He just got beat trying to pressure him. And the whole arena knew exactly what was going to be coming if he got that free basket. That was going to be a major slam. Going to get that intentional foul right there.
I think the officials did a nice job of quickly stepping in. Obviously, the emotions are high, but the intent certainly was nothing malicious at that point. Carmichael showing that he can put the ball on the floor and attack the basket. He was probably 30 feet away from the rim when that play started.
He's played a little point guard, a little two guard. He's played a little bit of every position on the floor tonight.
I'm not sure at the next level he wants to be a 6'9" point guard, a la Magic Johnson, but the Redbirds will also have possession now We're going to see Shiak for the first time tonight as she's going to check in for the Braves. He'll replace Will Egolf. Carmichael now with a 26.12 rebound night. He and Tyler Brown have really stuffed the stat sheets tonight. Redbirds 2 minutes and 20 seconds away from winning for the 7th time in 8 Valley games. Remember, this team was 0-6, and the Missouri Valley Conference put out an interesting statistic here in the last 24 hours that no team in the history of the league has ever started 0-6 and then finished 500 or better, but the Redbirds have a chance to do that because they've dug themselves out of that hole. Brian Allen for 3. Here's Eastman. And it's Pickett, but we got a whistle. It's going to go against Tyshawn Pickett, and he just fouled out.
Bradley foul on number 20, Tyshawn Pickett.
Well, folks that are seeing maybe this score on a ticker someplace around the country are seeing 75-56 and thinking this is a blowout, and that was not the case tonight.
No, not at all. This was a great ball game till about the last 10 minutes of the game, 8 minutes of the game. You see that just trying to get something to go for the Braves. Tyshawn just getting the hands a little bit low in the back of Carmichael's back. Offensive foul. The frustrations you see. Pickett fouling out. You get to see the redshirt freshman Nate Wells checking in the 7-footer.
And also see Milos Knicevic check in for Bradley.
14, Milos Knicevic.
He'll come in to replace Jake Eastman, so Gino Ford is throwing in the towel a bit and bringing down some of his players. Dan Muller is now emptying his bench. Always nice to see some of the guys that work very, very hard in practice get a chance to get on the floor in a great rivalry game, and a huge ovation now as John Wilkins and John Eakey and Brian Allen are heading to the Redbird bench. Big hug. That's Rob Judson, the assistant coach of the Redbirds, giving Brian Allen major props for the defensive job that he has done tonight.
And now Jordan Trelock replaces Jackie Carmichael.
And so Jackie Carmichael's replaced now by Jordan Trelock, and look at the hand he's getting tonight.
Well, it's well deserved because he played extremely well game on both ends of the court.
So the Braves and Redbirds are going to split the season series. Short on that 3 ball is Jalen Crawford. And again, the Redbirds, after starting 0-6 in the league, are going to be at 500 at 7-7. As Dan Muller has turned things around here in a short period of time these last 3 weeks.
And you hear the conversations that he had. They needed to do it on the defensive end. That's exactly what they've been doing the last couple games.
Certainly there were some internal issues. Tyler Brown was on suspension, and obviously the game in Peoria when Hill was parked on the bench after his technical foul, and Coach Muller took a lot of heat, but he stood his ground. You see Nick Zeisloff. I think Zeisloff and Kadero Bell had a collision there, and Zeisloff is down right now. His knee is what he's holding.
That did not look good either. Darrell Bell went head first into his knee. We're going to see this on replay right here. He splits the defense, and Zyloff's just standing straight up, and his knee gets buckled in there.
So he's in a lot of pain as he's going to be helped off the floor here. He immediately grabbed a hold of his knee. You know a thing or two about knee injuries.
I've been there, done that twice, and it's not a good feeling. You know, the last thing you want to do in this good rivalry and this 2 good teams is have anybody get hurt in these last couple, closing seconds here.
That is the one thing that the coaches just absolutely cringe at, is the final minutes of a game with the game in hand when an injury will pop up. This is Zeke Upshaw in the game for the first time, and he nails a three off the feed from Keza Keene. Seeing Mason all in the game for Bradley as well as Darian Harris. Knisevich for three. And with the shot clock off, those might be the final points of the night. The Redbirds improving to 16-10 on the season now. And 7-7 in the league. Bradley will slip to 14-12 and 6-8. And there's their final. It did not feel like a 20-point spread at 79-59.
No, this is a very well-played game by both sides, especially early on. It just got out of the Braves. You know, you get Dyreka Sims-Edwards. He went out with he didn't really come out at halftime very well. You could tell he was really tight. But give it up to the Redbirds. They played an extremely well game. Jackie Carmichael, hands down the player of the game. He did a little bit of everything on all ends of the court. But watch out for both these teams. These teams are both very well manned to make a very strong run down in St. Louis. They have beaten a lot of teams. It's not like this score we said is not indicative of the game that we saw. But watch these two teams. They're going to have a lot of good success down there in St. Louis if they can stay healthy.
Jackie Carmichael with a 27-point, 13-rebound effort. Tyler Brown backed him up with 22 points and 8 rebounds. He also had 5 assists. Bradley led in scoring by Walt Lemon Jr.'s 15 points. And Jake Eastman added 11. Your final score from Redbird Arena: Illinois State 79, Bradley 59. For our producer-director Todd Pilon and for my broadcast partner Danny Adams, this is Kurt Pagler. Thanks to the hard-working WTVP crew here in Normal. Redbirds 79, Bradley 59. You're watching Illinois.